everybody, so in today's video I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about priming our faces, why it's important to prime our faces, how to prevent creasing with foundations, and just things like that. So if this is something that you're interested in seeing, stick around. So why do we prime? What is the purpose of priming? Let me tell you something. It extends the life of our foundation, which means it's not going to slip around throughout the day and not crease and all that nasty crap that we're going to get into. Your eye primers keep the eyeshadow from creasing and help it to stay on longer. Creates a smooth base, helps with makeup flaking. This is your skin, this is the primer, and this is the foundation. So the foundation that's gonna break you out and all that crap cannot get through the primer. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so I've already washed my face. I'm going to go in with the only thing that I have used for the past 7 years. It's the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. Now what I love about this is that it's very lightweight. I have a combination skin. It's sometimes dry in places and then it sometimes will be oily in other places. So if you have oily skin or even dry skin, this will be great for you. It doesn't feel heavy like you actually have a moisturizer on your face. There are some moisturizers that just feel like you applied like a body butter and it's like, no. So this is very great, lightweight, and yes, got it on my cheek, rub it into my zit right there. And I only take about 2 pumps, maybe not even. And you're supposed to use like upward strokes, but I don't. Okay, now we're just gonna let this sort of sink in and really get into our skin and our pores and everything. I would say for about 3 to 5 minutes before we apply the primer. Okay. So see you in 5 minutes. Warning, these probably will not be pronounced right at all.
Cyclobethicode. It is a silicone grease reducer. Dimethicone cross polymer. It is a skin protectant. Retinol palmitate. It's an ingredient that reduces flaking and restores suppleness. Tocopherol acetate, a skin conditioning antioxidant. Bromoline glycol, which is a moisturizer.
So now that the nerd helped us with knowing our primers, the ingredients in the primers, we're now going to go pick a primer. I have a few today. Some have the ingredients in it, some of them, some only have 1, some have none, but this is the one that I've been using a lot lately. It's the Avon Magix Face Perfector. It's lightweight. It reminds me a lot of this next one that I'm going to show you, which compared to that one, this is like $20 cheaper. So my mom got me hooked on this because I was like, I don't really know about Avon products that much, about using them. I don't know. I used to use them a lot when I was in like elementary school because my mom sold Avon. So yeah, but I really do enjoy this. It kind of has like a velvety finish and it's very lightweight and it works amazing, and I don't go oily throughout the day, so that's a plus. It smells like sunscreen, just a warning, because sometimes people don't like scented things. This one didn't have any of the ingredients that I had mentioned, so this probably wasn't even a good one to show you, but I just wanted to show you what I've been using because I love it a lot. And if you get oily throughout the day like me, this is great for you. So that one is very comparable to the Benefit POREfessional, which just looks like this. There's a lady on the front, how nice. And this one is about, if you see that, that's like a pumpkin back there. This one runs about $30 to like $32, I think it is, and it's only like only 0.75 fluid ounces. So you're spending a lot of money, but you're also getting a lot for your money. Like quality wise, it works very well. And I only use this when I like go out on weekends. I don't use this before work or anything because like I said, it's pricey and it will go fast. Now this did have a few of those ingredients in it. What it had was the dimethicone cross polymer, which was the skin protector, which I'm believing that means like skin protect against like SPF and all that stuff. So that's great. And then it also had the tocopherol acetate, which was the skin conditioning antioxidant, which is great. This is probably why I love this, because I can feel that my skin, you know, it feels very soft, it feels very conditioned and everything like that. This is my #1 favorite, which is probably why it's so much money, because it is so worth the money, and it's great. It's a great product. Let me just show you guys. I'm gonna waste a little bit of it for you guys, but unlike a lot of primers, this is like colored, flesh tone colored, but it doesn't show up on your face. It's so moisturizing, smooth, and as you can see, like, look at my hand already. You can't even see. Like, look at that part of my hand compared to this part. It's like, gives you that airbrushed finish, and I love it. On the back, it says it's oil-free, lightweight, translucent, and it's silky, and it definitely is all of those things. If you are new to primers or anything like that, and you're willing to shell out some money for it, I definitely recommend this one. This next one is the Maybelline Baby Skin, which I don't think it has any of the products. I'm not too fond of this one anymore. I was using it for a while, but this one is way too greasy for me. I don't know if it's just me or what, but I think I went for it more for the packaging than I did for what was inside of it, because this shit is greasy. And then another one that I found that's really, really cheap that does work well is the NYX Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer. And I do like this one as well. The only thing is that if you have this, I do recommend shaking it up, because it does separate, which is weird. But when I first got it, I was like, oh, I think it's nasty. I think it's like rotted. I think it's, you know, not good anymore, and it's watery, and then it's gel-like. It's separated. But I looked on the back, and it does say, you know, separation in formula is natural and does not affect the quality of the formula. So I just shake it up every time I use it. A good thing, a great thing also about this product is that it is cruelty-free, so I love that. And for, I forget how much this was. I want to say it was like $6, but don't hold me to that. For that price, this is amazing too. This is also very, very comparable to the Benefit POREfessional, and it's a lot less money, and you get more product inside, so yep. Okay, so we're gonna prime our face, and I'm gonna actually use the NYX. I did want to use the Benefit POREfessional, but I figured I would go ahead and use something that is more affordable to everybody out there. What's it saying here? Experience the magic for yourself. The secret is yours to be kept. Shh. It literally. So just gonna take some like this. You see how much this is? And I'm just going to first focus on the areas that get a little more oily than the others. And just like the moisturizer, you want to always let your primer set into your skin for like a couple minutes before you go ahead and add your foundation or your concealer, whichever you do first. So we're gonna let that sink in for a few minutes now, and I will see you when we come back. Okay, so my skin is all primed and ready to go, but I wanted to go over the foundations with you guys. If you are having trouble with you know, the foundation going into the fine lines and the wrinkles and the pores and everything like that, try sticking to mattifying foundations, because I have noticed with foundations that give off a dewy finish or sort of like I don't like dewy foundations. They always look oily to me, but if you are using a foundation that looks oily or dewy, that could be your problem. When it does get into the fine lines and the wrinkles and stuff, it's basically just your foundation slipping around, so that's not good. You want to stick to mattifying foundations, and I do have 3 for you right here. They're all pretty much the same. One's high-end and 2 are drugstores. I almost went like this. I'm glad I didn't flick you guys off. Oh wait, I just did. The first one is my holy grail of foundations. I have not honestly bought any other high-end foundation for the past 3 years that I've used this. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and this is the new packaging. I don't know if you can still get the original formula. I don't believe so, but that's not a problem because this is so much better. What I love about this, oh my goodness, is this lightweight. It literally does not feel like you have anything on your face, which is a big thing for me. I don't like to feel cakey and just, ugh, I hate that. So this is lightweight. It's great because it covers up, you know, dark pigmentation under the eye, and it covers up the redness and pimples. So you could even skip concealing or corrective concealing if you wanted. So these next two ones are drugstores, and they're kind of dupes for that, which means that they're like similar, almost the same. The first one is the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Effect. Now, when I demoed this in a couple videos back, I didn't like it at first. I was saying like there's sparkles in it and glitter in it, and there is, which is weird. There are, I mess that up all the time. I say is instead of are. They're like little iridescent, my partner can be able to see. You can kind of see like a little bit how it's like shimmering. But there, you can't notice it when it's on your face at all. So like in the bottle, you'll be like, oh my goodness. But honestly, when you put it on your face, you cannot tell at all. Pretty much does what the other one does, the Makeup Forever. It just, the only thing is it does have those little sparkles, but you cannot see it. And this one, I'm gonna say it's medium coverage. It's not full coverage. So you can apply it and then apply, you know, as many coats as you'd like. But this one, you would only need like 2 layers maybe. And it's not heavy at all. Thank you, Lord. This next one, I'm a little iffy about because I do like it, but it's very heavy. And I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks this, because on YouTube, I haven't seen anybody review it and say that. It is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. Now, the thing about this is this was the most comparable foundation that I found to the Makeup Forever for a drugstore price. This was like $11, I think, but it's a drugstore product. This feels very heavy to me when I put it on, and I don't know if it's just me, I don't know. But this is very cakey. It feels very, very cakey to me. I love it. It gives great coverage and everything like that, but it's very thick. And literally, I'm not even putting on that much when I'm putting it on, but I can like feel it on my skin, and I just hate that feeling. But if you're somebody who that doesn't bother you or anything, or maybe it's just, I would say try it, because it could just be, you know, we all have different opinions and different takes on things. Just like I saw somebody review this one and they said it felt cakey, and I'm like, it doesn't feel cakey at all, girl. What? Bye, Felicia. So this one, I love it for what it does, but it just feels cakey. So I'm gonna be using the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Effect makeup today, and less is more. Say it back. Okay, that is another thing. If you have too much foundation on, girl, it's gonna get in all those wrinkles. So I'm just gonna apply it to the back of my hand first. I'm just gonna take like 3 or 4 pumps. And I always take like my 2 fingers and I start by dotting it on my face. Now it's gonna be looking crazy because, like I said, the lighting in this room and everything else, it's gonna come off like a different color, but trust me, it normally blends with my skin. And usually I blend my foundations down my neck, but I'm not gonna be doing that today just because I don't feel like washing it off when we're done. Okay, so I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm just gonna start blending that all out. Okay, so this is the first layer. As you can see, even with that being a drugstore foundation, it did cover up my zit that I had. It sort of covered up my little circles, and it's not shiny. It's very nice. It's very lightweight. It's not really tacky either. There are some foundations out there that don't like dry immediately, so when you go to like apply your powder over, it's like leaving streaks and nasty marks, which I hate that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply a second coat just to show you guys, you know, what it's about. Doing the same thing, dotting it on my face. That's the thing about foundations. You always wanna start out like real light. Like, don't go ham when you're first applying your foundation with like all this cake face shat. Less is more. You can always build it up, but you can't go back and erase without taking off your face. Okay, so this is the second coat. Now, to make sure that it's really not getting into your fine lines and stuff, I have really bad parenthesis marks around my face, That's like the only area that my foundation ever creases. So I'm just gonna take some extra time around my mouth and really make sure that that's blended out. So it's like, you can kind of see them right there. Aging. So normally I would say, okay, let's go in and set it immediately with powder before I can get into our fine lines and stuff. But no, girl, we're gonna conceal. So before we set our whole face, because you don't ever want to apply product, concealer, foundation over powder. Don't do it.
Do not do it.
You will get like spots. It'll look weird. Just don't. So this is my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I take the sponge off because I think it's gross. So I just go like that, and I kind of just let it fall onto my hand. And then I take my ring finger and I apply it under my eye. And I'm kind of doing this quick because, you know, you don't want your foundation to really set into the fine lines without being powdered. So let's do this. Taking the Beauty Blender, blending that in. Okay, so really make sure that that's in there. I'm gonna do the other eye now. Then we're gonna go in and we're immediately gonna set that, because under eyes, that skin is where you will crease a lot. So I'm taking my Nye Banana Powder. I'm gonna pour some out on this little palette that I have here. And I like to use these little cosmetic wedges instead of my Beauty Blender to powder. I'm just gonna dip that in there, and I'm gonna go underneath my eye, and I'm gonna set this. The good thing about this powder is it's not heavy, and it's sort of like translucent like. At least this banana one is. So you can already see the difference between this eye and that eye, how it just immediately sets everything. No shine, nothing like that. I'm gonna go back in and do it again. And I like to bring it up by my temple because that's where I concealed as well. Now we can go in and powder our face. I'm just gonna be using some translucent powders today, but normally I do go over my face with like bronzer and contour and all things like that. But so I have two that I use. One is high end, one is drugstore once again. The one that I use that's higher end is the Laura Mercier, which one is this? The Invisible Loose Setting Powder, and it's just a white powder, it's translucent. And then this is the NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder, which is pretty much the same thing. They're both like white powders. Let's go in and set this. Wiz Khalifa, are you here? So I normally just pour a little bit into the cap. And I will take my fluffy brush here, and I will just powder it on my face, like so. This is going to help the concealer and the foundation from getting into the fine lines and wrinkles, so it won't slip out around throughout the day. And it's also going to stop shine and everything like that, which is great. This is definitely something that I would keep in my purse. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. It's definitely, I actually do, wait. I keep my NYX one in my purse throughout the day, so if I'm like shiny or anything, I can just give myself touch-ups and things like that. Now, if you have done all those steps and you're still seeing, you know, creasing or things like that in your makeup, there is a little trick you can do, and it's simple. You know, just take your ring finger and pat where you see the foundation creasing. You know, it's that easy, it's that simple. Just take your finger very lightly and go to town. If you still see it after that though, take some of your powder, your translucent powder, your banana powder, whatever, and you can also go over it, the areas. So that is it, guys. I hope that that helped you. Please let me know if it does, if you try anything or any of the products that I mentioned, and you can let me know in the comments below. Please thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to say Bella. Mwah. Bye, guys.